cats are built different. They have the audacity of a creature that's never paid rent, the confidence of someone who's never lost an argument, and the survival instincts of an animal that absolutely should not have survived some of the things they've done. But the biggest mystery? How long they actually live. Because if you've ever owned a cat, you know they exist on a timeline that makes no sense. Some cats seem to be aging in reverse, lounging through their 20s, like retired aristocrats with zero plans of leaving this earth anytime soon. Others, they treat life like a high-speed car chase, burning through their years with reckless abandon, testing gravity, electricity, and their ability to fight anything, including things that are very much not alive. So what's the truth? How long do house cats really live? And more importantly, how do you make sure your feline overlord sticks around long enough to continue silently judging you for years to come? Stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to expect. And maybe, just maybe, your cat will let you live under the illusion that you are the one in charge. On average, house cats live between 12 and 18 years, which is impressive when you consider their daily routine consists of aggressively napping, knocking things over for sport, and staring at you like you're the biggest disappointment they've ever seen. But of course, some cats decide that 18 years just isn't enough time to fully assert their dominance. Many indoor cats push into their 20s, refusing to let age slow them down, except for the 23 hours a day they spend sleeping. And then there are the true overachievers, those rare, record-breaking felines who make it past 30 just to remind us all that life isn't fair. Compare that to outdoor cats, who live much shorter lives because the world outside is basically a giant obstacle course of danger. Cars, coyotes, bad weather, and that one raccoon with nothing to lose all make survival a little more complicated. But house cats? They've cracked the code. Unlimited food, temperature control, and a personal butler who cleans up after them. If they weren't so small, they'd probably take over the world. Indoor cats live longer because, unlike their outdoor counterparts, they don't have to dodge speeding cars, territorial alley cats, or that one deranged squirrel with a personal vendetta. Instead, they spend their days basking in sunbeams, judging your life choices, and mysteriously sprinting across the house at 3 a.m. for reasons they will never explain. The biggest factor? Safety. Indoor cats don't have to deal with the harsh realities of nature, like sudden downpours, freezing winters, or the terrifying realization that birds are faster than they look. They also avoid parasites, infections, and whatever diseases get passed around the feline underground like a bad rumor. Then there's food. Indoor cats get premium, balanced meals served to them daily, while outdoor cats are out there making life or death decisions over whether that half-eaten sandwich in the trash is worth the risk. And let's be honest, if your cat had to hunt for its own food, it would probably just stare at a mouse, wait for you to handle it, and then take credit for the whole thing. But the real secret to their longevity? Medical care. Indoor cats get regular vet visits, vaccines, and that awkward moment when they realize the car ride is not, in fact, a fun adventure. Meanwhile, outdoor cats follow a strict hope for the best healthcare plan, which shockingly does not always work out. So, while some might say indoor cats are spoiled, the truth is they're just playing the long game. Less danger, better food, and unlimited belly rubs, on their terms, of course. If that's not the ultimate life hack, I don't know what is. Not all cats are built the same. Some are natural-born survivors, sticking around for decades just to make sure you never get a moment of peace. Others are basically luxury sports cars, beautiful, expensive, and in constant need of maintenance. Take the Siamese, for example. These cats are the marathon runners of the feline world, often living past 20 years just to yell at you for not refilling their food bowl fast enough. Burmese cats? Same deal. These little extroverts will follow you around the house for 2 decades, making sure you never use the bathroom alone again. Then there's the ragdoll, fluffy, affectionate, and seemingly unbothered by the concept of personal space. They also tend to have long lifespans, likely because they've perfected the art of relaxation. Meanwhile, the Maine Coon, despite its glorious lion-like appearance, has a slightly shorter lifespan. Big cats age faster, probably because carrying around all that majestic fluff is exhausting. Persians, with their smooshed faces and high-maintenance fur, tend to live shorter lives as well. Not because they don't want to stick around, but because their genetics come with a few extra challenges. Breathing issues, kidney problems, and the general struggle of existing with a face that looks permanently unimpressed. Of course, mixed-breed cats are the wild cards. Some of them inherit the strongest traits from their ancestors and live ridiculously long lives, just to prove a point. Others take a more unpredictable approach. Either way, breed plays a role, but at the end of the day, no amount of fancy genetics can outmatch good care, a stress-free life, and an owner who worships the ground they walk on. Aging in cats is a strange phenomenon. One minute, they're tiny, chaotic fur missiles tearing through your house at full speed. The next, they're dignified old sages who stare at you with the exhaustion of someone who has seen too much. But what's actually happening beneath all that fluff? Cats don't age like humans. They start off in hyperdrive, 1 year old and already the feline equivalent of a rebellious teenager. By the time they're 2, they're basically in their mid-20s. But instead of worrying about taxes and student loans, they're still trying to murder the laser pointer. From there, they slow down, aging about 4 to 7 human years for every 1 cat year. This is why your seemingly youthful 10-year-old cat is actually in its mid-50s, probably questioning all of its life decisions. Once they hit their senior years, around 10 or 11, you'll start noticing subtle changes. Maybe they sleep even more than before, which seems impossible, yet here we are. Maybe they get grumpier, like a tiny retiree yelling at you for waking them up. Some get clingier. Others become suspiciously wise, as if they've unlocked the secrets of the universe but refuse to share. Then there's the physical side of aging. Their metabolism slows down, meaning they either get fluffier or thinner, depending on how they've lived their lives. Their joints stiffen, so those dramatic leaps from the counter to the floor suddenly become a carefully considered decision. And of course, the most obvious sign of all, the distinguished gray hairs that make them look like a grumpy little professor. But here's the twist. Some cats defy all of this. They remain playful, active, and mildly unhinged well into their 20s, proving once again that cats operate on their own rules. Science can try to explain it, but in the end, cats age exactly how they want to, and there's nothing we can do about it. If you want your cat to stick around long enough to see all your life choices unfold and silently judge them, you're going to have to put in some effort. Cats may act like they have everything under control, but let's be honest, most of them would eat a piece of plastic if given the chance. So how do you make sure your feline overlord lives a long and fulfilling life? First, feed them properly. No, that doesn't mean unlimited treats just because they meow at you in a tone that suggests they haven't eaten in years. A high-protein, balanced diet is key. Think quality cat food, not whatever discount mystery kibbles are on sale. And if your cat is one of those dramatic types that refuse to drink still water, get a fountain. Apparently, they prefer their hydration to be aesthetic. Second, keep them active. Yes, it's hard to convince a professional nap artist to exercise, but try. Play with them. Dangle toys, get a laser pointer, and let them chase the unattainable red dot like it's their life's mission. If they turn into a loaf and refuse to move, you might have to get creative. Some cats love puzzle feeders. Others need a cat tree with multiple levels so they can pretend they're still an apex predator. Third, take them to the vet, even if they act like you're dragging them to their doom. Regular checkups catch health issues early, and catching things early is the difference between your cat living to 18 versus retiring at 12. Also, please brush their teeth. I know it sounds ridiculous, but dental disease is a real thing, and bad breath is not a personality trait. Finally, reduce their stress. This means providing cozy hiding spots, stable routines, and most importantly, respecting their boundaries. If your cat doesn't want to be picked up, don't do it. If they do that slow blink at you, congratulations, you've been blessed. Just don't ruin the moment. In the end, a long life for your cat comes down to good food, good health care, and the illusion that they're the ones in charge. Which, let's be real, they are. So how long will your cat live? The short answer, between 12 and 18 years. The long answer, as long as they feel like it. Because while diet, healthcare, and a safe environment all play a role, at the end of the day, cats seem to operate on pure spite and selective immortality. Some burn through their years with reckless abandon, while others stick around well into their 20s just to make sure you never get another pet that isn't them. But here's what you can control: giving them the best life possible while they're here. Keep them healthy, keep them entertained, and most importantly, keep feeding them, because that's probably the main reason they tolerate your existence. In return, they'll provide you with years of companionship, judgmental stares, and the occasional, terrifying 3 a.m. sprint across the house. So if you're lucky, your cat will be around long enough to watch you grow old. Maybe even long enough to witness you finally figure out how to open a can of wet food fast enough for their liking. Either way, you're in this for the long haul. And if you want more ways to keep your cat happy, or just want more proof that they secretly run the world, subscribe to Klawsome.